Good morning, and it's your girl Anastasia Daniel from HERTRIBE Global. How are you, and how is everybody doing today? Yes, I hope you all had an amazing Easter holiday. Whew. I know some of the children are still in they're still on what's it called? It's a spring break. Uh yeah, they're still on holiday because my kids are on holiday too. But for those of us that don't have holiday, that have to work. So, how was your Easter? How was your Easter? How was your Good Friday? In fact, how was the whole weekend? I hope you guys went to church. I hope you had an amazing time. I hope it was beautiful. Christ is risen. To all my Christian siblings and brothers and sisters, I want to just say, Happy Easter. Happy Easter in arrears. So today is Tuesday, and we are back like never before. Like we never left. Yes, this is our Tribe Global, and today is Tuesday, and our topic for today is women and soft living. Yes, we needed something beautiful, something toned down, something, baby girl lifestyle. I'm joking. All right. Today is women and soft living, choosing peace, choosing ease, and intentional joy in a demanding world. Yes, it's so hard to do that. Trust me. Don't some of the things we women have to choose. It's not easy, especially in the world where we live in today. In a world that is constantly pushing women to do more, to be more, to achieve more. Many women, many of us, we are quietly longing for something different. Yes, this world, ah, the demand on women is so much, but what we want is different. You know, I'll give you an example. We, some women demand peace. Peace. It's where soft living comes in. You know, soft living is not laziness because you are asking for peace. When you ask for peace, you ignore what you're doing is you are refusing to be part of any chaos. You are just choosing to live your life in a place of calm, away from trouble, away from drama. The kind of peace you ask for, it gives you that the idea of soft living. Anybody's trouble, anything that will stress you, you put it away. You understand? But some people may consider that laziness. She's just weak. But the truth is, it's not. Choosing peace is a kind of soft living that is not laziness, it is not weakness, and it is not because you lack ambition. No, no, it's a lifestyle that you have chosen that is rooted in peace, in intentionality, in balance, and in emotional well being. It is a lifestyle that you have chosen. Do you know what soft living means? Soft living is you choosing peace over pressure. We've talked about this before. It's you choosing your rest over being burnt out. It's you choosing alignment over comparison. It's you choosing joy over constant stress. It's you being conscious about your decision, the decisions you make on a daily basis. It's you're conscious of it. You're doing everything that will not bring you stress. Yeah, you're doing everything that will not bring you stress. Sometimes I get invited to stuff and I just tell myself, no, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'd rather stay here because sometimes the places they invite you to, you already know the type of drama that is going to be there. And you just said, no, let them do their drama. I choose my peace. You get? You tell yourself every day, I will not live my life in a survival mode. You are intentional. You're conscious about the way you live. Yeah, if anybody's bringing chaos to you, you can sense it and you stop it immediately. You don't allow it thrive around you. You understand? Because the kind of people you bring around you is what you're gonna smell like. There was something. There was a documentary. They said if you go into a fish market, even if you don't buy fish, you come out, you'll be smelling like fish. Any, if you stay around people that gossip, even though you do not gossip, before you know, you start gossiping. So the kind of people around you can really affect you in negatively. So when you see those kind of chaotic kind of people and you don't want it, you choose your peace and you keep them at a distance. It's not something you have to compromise. You keep them at a distance. You got to be intentional about your life. Many women today, they're suffering, they're constantly busy, especially when they don't want to be. They are constantly busy, they are constantly emotionally stretched, they are constantly mentally overwhelmed, and you will be listen, why? What is causing this stuff? They are trying to meet expectations from every direction. Sometimes when you take your time and you sit down with these women and ask questions, you will find out that these are things that they can actually do without. These are things they did not call up, as in put it on themselves, like they allowed it. You have to be able to choose not to allow anybody stress you. As a woman, you already know how your schedule is. You're already living with a schedule that works for who you are. And then somebody brings their own. I'll tell you a story a long time ago. Somebody from Nigeria, she wanted her child to be here in America. And then she contacted me and my husband. And then I was like, hello? I didn't understand it. This lady had one child. I said 3 years at that time. And I was pregnant with the fourth one. And because a lot of people take advantage of the fact that you're a pastor and a pastor's wife. And some pastors' wives, they are cajoled into not saying no, so that the people don't say they are bad. I'm sorry, I don't fall in that category. It will not work. I have 3 with 1 on the way. And then you that has only 1 child is doing everything, and the child is already grown. That I should try to say we should come and adopt the child. At first, it did not sit my head. It didn't click. I didn't understand it. And then I sat with my husband and I said, "What is she talking about? Like, what's going on?" Only for us to find out that she came up with so much thing that, oh, this is happening to the girl, this is happening to the girl. I said, okay, no problem. You know that she's already a teenager, number 1. Number 2, that's the only kid. If you bring her here, what are you gonna be doing? Like, I don't understand. But at the end of the day, we made some inquiries. I told her we have to ask the US immigration here what's going on or what can be done. But at the end of the day, they told her that it's just 1 kid and she'll be fine. And the kid is already past the age of coming here to be adopted or something like that. So it ended up not happening. But what we later found out was that to her, that 1 kid was a lot. And she was looking for a family to put it on. And she wanted to bring additional kids for me. And I was like, 3. And 1 on the way. And then you bring in another one. I'm so sorry. I told my husband straight up. I don't like to beat around the bush. I will not take it. No additional stress. No, I pick my battles. I'm so sorry. Because it's not going to stop at you bringing the kid. It's going to extend to more responsibilities. And I knew at that stage of my life, I could not carry more than what I was carrying already. And I was not going to let anybody add that stress on me. Now, was I worried about whatever negative thing they're going to say? No, I've never been that kind of person. I do not worry. You can speak negative about me, but it don't bother me. I will not worry. But the truth is this. I choose my peace. I choose my own space. I choose what will give me peace, not chaos. So you have the ability to do that. We're not here trying to meet everybody's expectation. No. And when we try to do all this, like we find ourselves, or we forget to slow down. We forget to breathe. We forget to enjoy life. We forget to nurture even our own self. So soft living is not a bad thing. It's a return to you being balanced and being whole. You are returning to balance and wholeness. You need it. I know when I say soft life, a lot of people think I'm talking about this going out, getting money from big men. That's not what I'm talking about. You as a person, you need to slow down sometimes. You need to be careful on how much you carry and how much you put on yourself. Don't let anybody pressure you. I hear people say something about I don't have okay I have some they call it ashwebi. I have ashwebi coming up and they say we should pay 300,000. I don't have the money, and I have told somebody before, if you don't have the money, tell the person you don't have the money. But she was looking for where to borrow to do that ashwebi, and I was like, that is a pressure. You are putting stress on yourself. Too much stress that you don't need. And you have to process after you buy the ashebi, you have to start thinking of how to pay it back. Come on now. Don't carry more than yourself. That's all I will say. Now, God never designed for life to be in a constant stress and pressure. Our world today is like we are constantly stressed, we are constantly under pressure, but that is not what God has designed for us. You understand? If you look at Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 to 30, it says, come to me, all you who are weary and are burdened, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Even if God can tell you that he will give you rest, invites you into a life of rest and ease, not exhaustion. Because he wants you for his work, for his kingdom. So he understands how much your body can carry. As a woman, if you also look at Philippians chapter 4, verse 7, it says, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind. If the peace of God transcends to all understanding, will guide your heart and your mind, why are you adding stress on yourself? Why are you finding it difficult to say no when you're supposed to say no? Well, yes, you be polite about it. You say no, thank you. You know, peace is not a luxury. It is a gift from God. We all need that peace. You know, if you read Psalm 23, from verse 2 to 3, he says, he makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Or some people say quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Or he restoreth my soul. You know, God restores. God does not rush. He's not here to rush you. He's here to restore you. So soft living, every woman must embrace soft living. Set your boundaries without feeling guilty. Create time for your rest and for your joy. Stop over explaining yourself. Do you know what I started saying during this weekend? I said to a lady, anything you hear about me, believe it. Believe it. I'm done explaining. I'm not going to explain myself to nobody. You know, stop over explaining yourself to everybody. Protect your energy. Choose your calm over chaos. Choose that calm. Calmness is very good. Choose calm over chaos. Enjoy small, beautiful moments. The weather is changing. Summer is coming. We are in spring now, but summer is around the corner. Create time for beautiful moments. Go out. If you have to go to the beach by yourself, go. If you have to go to the restaurant by yourself or with your family, please do it. Enjoy that moment because those moments will become memories later in the future. I'm telling you, beautiful memories. Create beautiful memories. Not putting yourself in constant. I'm going. People will be stressing you, and you miss out on what is important. You know, a woman that chooses self-living understands that life is not just about productivity. It is about presence. It's about presence. So this is what I have to tell you today. You as a woman, you can be ambitious and at the same time be peaceful. You can be successful and at the same time be rested. You can be strong and at the same time you can be soft. You do not have to sacrifice your peace in order to succeed. You don't. I have an affirmation for you today before I go. Say to yourself, I choose a life of peace. I choose a life of balance. I choose a life of intentional joy. You know, I release pressure and I embrace calm. I embrace beautiful life God has designed for me. I choose a life of peace. I choose a life of balance. I choose a life of intentional joy. I release pressure. I embrace calm, beautiful life that God has designed for me. Okay, before we go, remember, you do not have to rush through life in order for you to prove anything. You do not have to carry everything in order for you to prove that you're strong. You do not have to live overwhelmed for you to be successful. My queens, peace is powerful. Rest is productive. And softness is strength. Okay? You deserve a life that feels as good as it looks. And I remain your girl, Anastasia Daniel from HERTRIBE Global. Have an amazing Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.